All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. With me is an amazing segment. I'm so excited to introduce this incredible woman to you. I am so honored that she is here, and yeah, I'm so delighted. She has built an amazing, incredible network marketing business. She's been in for 8 years now, earning an 8-figure income. Together, the Fishers have built one of the largest organizations in the company. The greatest joy has come really for this amazing speaker is helping other families build a life-changing business and the incomes that they really do deserve. So with me today, please help me welcome our amazing Ann Fisher.
Hello, hello.
Yay, thank you so much, Ann. So I'm so excited. I just want to dive right into it if it's okay with you. And can you
Absolutely.
please, yes, share with us what is your story and what inspired you to do what you do today?
Well, my story starts just a little over 8 years ago where, I had a friend tell me one time, desperate times definitely can make or break you. And he mentioned you had the gift of desperation, which 8 years ago, I definitely did not feel like it was a gift. I had a brick and mortar business that I had built from home. I'm a stay-at-home mama, got married right out of high school. I didn't pursue a college education. I pursued a family in my marriage. And so I was always an entrepreneurial mind, doing something from home, just a way to supplement our income, make a little here and there. But being home with my family was super important to me. So I started my little cottage industry business. For 13 years, I did that in my home, and it actually grew and grew and grew and got really, really big. We were $1 million brand, a candle company actually. And it just got so big, and it was kind of out of the scope of where I wanted to be. It was taking so much of my time. So I opted to sell. Well, the people that we sold to, things did not end well. And I'll just leave it at that gracefully, just leave it there. And so essentially what happened is we were left holding a very large ticket that we could not pay for. They had taken over manufacturing and all of that, but we were just left with a lot of debt that we could not pay. So we opted to do, a reorganization bankruptcy where we could pay back as much to the people as we possibly could. So that was a 5-year stretch where we were working nights and weekends, trying to make ends meet. We lost pretty much everything. So, we were in our 40s trying to kind of rebuild. It's definitely a -5 stars. Do not recommend doing that at the age of 40. But from the desperate times, I don't know if you've ever felt like you've hit rock bottom. I've heard people say that my whole life. And okay, yeah, I've seen circumstances where that sounds horrible or that does sound like rock bottom, but I never felt like I actually felt rock bottom. There were a lot of ups and downs in my life, but I really hit rock bottom because I was just in a place where I didn't know what else to do. We were working nights and weekends. We were struggling. Then halfway through the 5-year period, I found out that I was expecting. And so my daughter was born 3 months early, super high stress pregnancy. And as a result, she has some special needs. And so overnight, the working the nights and weekends and doing everything I could to supplement our income was gone. I had to be home. I had to be hands-on, and I had no idea what I was doing. There is not a guidebook for those type of things.
Oh,
So
wow.
not only were we restarting our finances, we were restarting life as parents with this special needs child that it just, everything crashed. I feel like at one point. And I was to the point where I was just desperately broken, thinking, I don't know how to recover from this. So I'm a woman of faith. I'm a prayer. I was on the side of a mountain and I was asking God, just help me find something I can do from home, something that doesn't take a big investment. We lived in a 1,260 square foot double wide trailer with a family of 5. There was no room for inventory if I had to get inventory to resell or something. So I didn't know what to do. I had no way of making an income, but we needed something. And so something miraculous happened. I just kind of felt God heard my prayers that day. And a few weeks later, I was on my computer searching out different things, and there came this opportunity across there. And I thought, I haven't heard of that company. And so I just jumped in. I had this feeling in my gut. This was the answer to my prayers. And I just knew that I had to be present. It was something I was called to do. And my husband and I jumped in with both feet, and we just started sharing. And, leadership is a huge part of the industry that I'm in, leadership and guiding people and coaching and mentoring. And so we really sought the right path and how to help others. And what I love about what we do is the more people you help succeed, the more you succeed. So it was just this wonderful thing that just kept circling back around. And the more people we helped, the better we did. And the more people we helped, the better we did. And, 8 years later, everything has changed. And it sounds kind of cheesy. I was rock bottom and then everything changed and my life is so different. But the reality is we were there. I was broken and desperate and didn't know what else to do. And my friend told me, you had the gift of desperation. And I didn't know what that meant until living through all those moments. And they all came together. And I'm like, it was the gift of desperation, because when you get to that place, it's, you have a couple choices. You can sit down and throw a fit, and you're still going to have to get up and figure something out, or you can try to find a way to figure it out. And that's what we did with God's help. And so now I'm very passionate about sharing with others how you don't have to be okay with your circumstances. You're not a tree. You can move, right? And if you don't like where you're at, do something to change. Take positive action and do something to change your circumstances. There are so many incredible opportunities out there, life-changing opportunities. A lot of it is about what you do with it and how you approach it and your mindset. And so I feel very blessed. I am not perfect. I am not some magical rock star who was given this golden ticket. It was just good, hard work and leading with love and coming from a very, very sincere place of desperation that, you get up and you make something work. And I think women especially are really good at adapting and rising up and really trying to swing things around. And especially when you have a family that you're taking care of and people that depend on you, right? You can't just sit and languish in your misery. It's time to get up and make a plan and do something. So we're very blessed and so fortunate to be where we're at. And now our mission is just to help more people that may find themselves in the same circumstances. And it's definitely morphed. That business has morphed into other businesses and other ways to help, which we'll probably chat about that in just a minute. So I'm going to take a quick drink. I'm getting a little froggy throated.
Yes, no, that's really incredible. And, you've answered my question that I didn't get a chance to ask yet, which is what were some of the challenges, but it's part of your story. And I think that's why your message is so empowering and so powerful, was that you know what it's like to, in your own words, right? Like rock bottom per se, and what it's like to have to dig yourself from the ground and start over. And that is, commendable. And I think we do have so much opportunity, and especially women in business these days, and especially moms, there are solutions that are available. So I want to really encourage the listeners to, do what works for you, but then really do research, or like you, right? You did the research, you reached out, you prayed, you whatever, whatever you had access to at the time, you utilized it. And I think that's one of the things, at least in my experience of my clients who came to me, who weren't as successful as they really wanted to, because they're not really optimizing what they already have. They're like reaching out rather than not like reaching in. Perhaps it's working on themselves. Perhaps it's reaching out to the people that they already know in their network. Perhaps it's asking for help. So I think it's really interesting, how us women, especially moms, are so resourceful, but at the same time, we're very, it's easy to get stuck, like in our own space,
Yes.
living in our own bubble.
Well, and to just swallow up in misery and give up because you think, well, there's nothing I can do. And there's always something you can do.
Yes.
If you're resourceful, if you're willing to put a little energy into it and ask yourself, what do you want your outcome to be? And what are you willing to do to achieve it? How much will you go after the things that your family needs, right? And sometimes we won't do it for us I'm a mama, and my family is my world. And sometimes there's things that you will not do for yourself that you will absolutely do for your family. And because our circumstances enveloped our family and affected our family, it was like, it is game time. We have to do something. And, desperation is the mother of ingenuity. So many times it's said, and it's so true. And it's what you do with it that's the important thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Now I want to segue us into what you alluded to, and I want to learn more about as well. In addition to, of course, this company that you have built for 8 years, what else are budding? Like what else you have like cooking behind the closed doors right now?
Well, our company, I'm a brand affiliate for a very well-known global company, and they offer hair care, skincare, and recently added wellness to their lineup. So let me just go back a minute to those first couple of years with my daughter. And we didn't understand all of her needs at the first few years. It took time to kind of figure out what she needed. And she was just not happy. She was a fussy, cranky thing and literally cried, it felt like, for the first 2 years of her life. And so I sat on the couch with her and cried right along with her. And, I gained like 70 pounds. I'm going to be honest with you. And I hated where I was at, but food had become my best friend. Food had become my reliable. Food had become so many things to me that I had a very unhealthy relationship with food and stayed that way for a long time. And last February, and this is 2022, I kind of reached my breaking point again of where if nothing changes, nothing's going to change. This cannot continue. And so I've been a yo-yo dieter my whole life. I have tried, you name the plan, and I have tried it. It's more like, what haven't you tried? That list would be shorter. And I just felt like nothing clicked with me, right? I needed something that was simple. I'm a super busy entrepreneur. I'm a busy mom on the go all the time. I don't have time to count calories and macros and all the things. And I just needed something that was simple. So I started researching and I tried a couple different programs, and I really kind of developed my own eating plan that it worked for me. And something magical started happening. Like, I just committed to it and I quit thinking about it. I quit hyper focusing on what food meant to me, and it became my fuel and my nourishment and a way to make my body healthy. Now, I coupled it with the wellness products that I'm a brand ambassador for. They kind of work together, but they're separate entities. And I'm launching my own eating plan sometime this fall. We don't have a launch date yet, but it's coming soon. And I am actually down 50 pounds on my 100-pound weight loss journey,
Wow.
and just so excited. And again, kind of, a caveat to what I do first with this first business. This is another way to help people, because I know what it's like to be rock bottom with your weight and feeling hopeless. Like, I don't know what else to do. Nothing works. And, nothing works unless you work. And I can quote all the fun little quotes ever, but they're really true when you think about them. And so it comes from a place of mindset and deciding, what do I need? What does my body need? And when you put it in perspective, it's easier to follow a plan. First, you make a plan, and then you track your success, and you just start showing up every day consistently. And that's true with anything, that with finances, with relationships, with businesses, with anything. It takes a decision and a commitment. It takes consistency and showing up every day. And that's when success comes. And so I'm very excited to launch this plan. It focuses on not a diet. It's more focused on just getting healthy and making a purposeful change for the rest of your life. And so I'm so excited to launch that. That'll be phase 2, Ann Fisher phase 2.
And
I'm
Fish
still very much
2.0.
involved. Yeah, 2.0, there you go. But I'm excited to help people. That's my thing, because learning, excuse me, I'm so sorry. Learning what your triggers are and learning what your weaknesses are, you don't have to live there. These things happen, and things come and go, but you don't have to live there. You can get up and move. And that's the most powerful message I think I want to get out to people. Whether you're desperate in your weight and your health, whether you're desperate in your finances, whether you're desperate in a relationship, there's always a way out if you will seek it. So a lot of exciting things happened. I'm very, very thankful and blessed.
Oh, that's so amazing. I think you said something I want to take a moment to hone in on more, so that the listeners really understand, no matter what it is that they're trying to achieve in life, whether it's, weight loss or growing a business and raising a family. One thing that you said that's super important and not a lot of people really understand, at least for me at the beginning of my time, is the showing up piece. It's the consistency. It's doing it no matter what. Because, when we first start, and or at least for some of us who only have been in there for so long, have not really seen the results that we really wanted yet. So doing the thing every single day doesn't seem to work. So see, since you have been there, done that, gone up and down, and now building multiple companies and 8-figure business owner, what is the one most practical tip that you can share with these women in terms of how to continue showing up?
I mean, consistency is the key to success in anything. People always want the magic formula. How do I build $1 million brand? How do I build a $1 billion brand? You look at the people that are doing it, and consistency is the key to their success. Showing up every day for you, showing up for your people, for your brand, for your business, whatever it is. And I agree with you. Consistency was something I lacked in everything I did. And I learned through doing it. Doing is learning. And I learned that when I don't show up, things aren't working. Whether it's my diet, whether it's my eating plan. I hate calling them diets. I don't even like to use that word, but whether it's a healthier plan, whether it's a budget, whether it's a relationship, showing up consistently is the key. Because, if you do something, imagine your favorite store that you like to go shop at, your favorite store. You can't wait to go shop. You're excited. You need to go get something. And then, well, it's a Tuesday and they're not open, but they're always open. Everybody's open on a Tuesday. And then well, I'll come back on Thursday. Well, they're not open. They just decided not to open that day because they didn't think it was that important. How often are you going to keep going back to that store before you just find someone else that's going to show up? So not only you, and you're showing up for yourself first. You can't pour from an empty cup. You have to show up for yourself first, but think of the people around you, and in business and in life and in anything. If you're not consistent, then there's no believability there, right? That people aren't going to believe in you. People aren't going to know or trust you, people have to like, know, and trust you to do business with you. And so if you're not showing up consistently for yourself, then people aren't going to rely on you to show up consistently for them. And if you find yourself wavering in your businesses, if you find yourself wavering in a wellness plan, whatever it is, then maybe you need to step back and look at, how much am I showing up for myself? How much time am I putting into it? And in our industry, we always say, if you treat it like a hobby, you'll get paid like a hobby. If you treat it like a business, you'll get paid like a business. And I hold that standard for pretty much everything, because it's true. And I learned that lesson. I'm telling you, I think that hit me like a ton of bricks about 5 years ago. And I realized I'm not where I want to be in my business or with anything. And if I don't start showing up, the buck stops here. You can't point fingers at everybody else. Oh, it's not working because of this. It's not working because of that. Look in the mirror. What are you doing? Are you working? And if you're not, it's time to change that game. And I promise, when you do, things shift. They absolutely shift.
Yes, 100%. I agree with you. And that's why I wanted to really take a moment and talk more about that, because it's not about getting it right. It's not about knowing all the steps. It's not about none of that. It's about just showing up no matter what. And then the steps show up, or the how comes in, or the support comes in, or like the coach, the teacher, everyone start showing up in your life and supporting you. So yeah, I really want to say that, because especially, as you already know, we just are coming out of the pandemic, but it looks like we're going into something else. And, people can really say, oh, this is happening, the circumstance, the family, the thing. No, you need to be showing up.
Yep. Yep.
We
Yep.
can't, unless like we can really take responsibility for ourselves 100% for the things that we have and for the things that we don't yet have, then there's no other conversation that we need to have with anything else. So I really appreciate that message. And thank you so much for sharing your incredible story. I can't imagine. I have 2 kids, and of course, difficulties conceiving, the second one. So I can only imagine what it's like to have, one baby, not knowing what to really do with her, and sitting to cry with her. Oh my gosh, I can't. So perhaps that's the reason. I know I teach moms that sometimes it's building the legacy. It's for me, coming from a third world country, I want better for my kids,
Yeah.
and so perhaps that's they have to probably start with. It's really committing to their why, and then back it up by showing up, and then just reaching for it. So I think your story is super empowering, and it's a great reminders for, life is going to happen. What are you going to do?
It's always going to happen, and nobody escapes it. Nobody escapes it. And never be afraid to fail forward. The only difference between you and someone wildly successful is they've failed more. failure is a part of success, and you can't be afraid to fail because, I said earlier, doing is learning. Well, fail forward and not being afraid to fail, because now you learn exactly what you need to do to move forward. And if success came easily, if it was just plunked down in your lap, you don't have the appreciation for it, and you don't have the ability to help others that are going through the troubled waters as well. So success is a huge part. I mean, failure is a huge part of success, and not being afraid of that, just embracing it and learning from it. And you learn a lot on your journey. If you'll keep your eyes and ears open, you'll learn a whole lot.
Yes, absolutely. And so, how can the audience be a part of your amazing community? How can they find you, Anne?
Well, I'm on all social media platforms as Ann Fisher Official. That's ANNEFISHER Official. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. If you want information on my eating plan that I'm launching in the fall, you can go to any of those platforms, click the link in my bio, and join my wait list, and we will get the information to you as soon as it's available. We're doing a very, very soft launch initially, but we really look for it to, we really look for it to grow as well. And so if anybody's interested in that, or in how and what I do in the network marketing arena, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to give all the information that I have. I'm a coach, I'm a mentor, and I love helping other people succeed. So I'm always an open door, always have an open door.
Yeah. Well, you are my hero. I'm definitely working towards the 7 figures, definitely 8 figures eventually too, as well.
You
And
can do it, girl. You
yes,
can do it.
so thank you so much for being here with us. Thank you for your presence, and really, truly, thank you for all that you are and what you do for the community, for the women, and allowing opportunities for the people. So thank you again for being here with us, and we hope to stay connected with you on social media.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of this incredible platform. I know the message of hope that you're trying to get out is an incredible one. And, by ourselves, we can't accomplish a whole lot, but together we can accomplish so much. So, united, we rise up and stand and help to support in all the things. So thank you.
Yes, indeed. Thank you.